I'm 44 years old right now, and if I could somehow go back in time, sit down with my 20-year-old self, grab a coffee, and just talk, I would say so many things that I wish someone had told me back then, things that would have saved me years of pain, confusion, and wasted energy. So let me share all of it with you today. The first thing I would tell myself is, stop trying to get good at things you absolutely hate doing. I used to think success meant mastering everything. I thought I had to be great at numbers, at sales calls, at customer support, at all of it. But here's what I figured out the hard way. When you find something you genuinely love doing and you pour everything into becoming exceptional at it, you can simply pay other people to handle the stuff that drains you. You don't have to be good at everything. You just have to be great at your thing. Second thing, and this one sounds almost too simple, go to bed at the same time every night and wake up at the same time every morning. No exceptions. I know that sounds basic, but hear me out. The single most powerful productivity tool I've ever discovered isn't an app or a system or a morning routine. It's consistency in sleep. Most of the problems people face in their daily performance, their focus, their discipline, they trace right back to not going to bed on time. Do this long enough and it compounds into something extraordinary. Third, your body is literally the only one you will ever have. Treat it like the million-dollar thoroughbred it actually is, not like some beat-up old car you're just trying to keep running. When people are healthy, they have 1,000 dreams they're chasing. When they get sick, they have exactly one: just get healthy again. If you have energy, if you have focus, if you wake up feeling strong, you will run circles around people who are operating at half capacity. Everything starts with the body. Fourth, stay close to people who want more for you, not from you. Growing up, I was surrounded by energy vampires, people who were constantly taking, constantly draining, never giving anything back. The moment I did a real honest inventory of my friendships and started clearing out those relationships and replacing them with people who genuinely believed in my potential, who pushed me, who expected big things from me, who cheered for me like they had something to gain from my success, everything in my life shifted. Fifth, and this one freed me more than almost anything else, normalize leaving people in whatever reality they have chosen for themselves. I used to argue with people. I used to get genuinely frustrated when someone tried to convince me to settle down, stress less, want less. I spent so much energy pushing back. Eventually, I realized that energy was being completely wasted. Now I just let people exist in their reality. I don't argue, I don't judge, I just quietly keep going. And the funny thing is, once you start winning, some of those same people come back around asking how you did it. Sixth, being humble is not about thinking less of yourself. It's about thinking of yourself less. People sometimes look at my confidence and assume I'm arrogant. But real humility is about service. It's about putting other people first, playing small, being timid, shrinking yourself down. That doesn't inspire anyone. That doesn't help anyone. Show up fully as who you are. Lead with service, and stop confusing confidence with arrogance. Seventh, the universe has a funny way of testing you the hardest right before your biggest breakthroughs. I've watched this happen in my life over and over again. I was about to hit a record month in my business and someone key on my team quit. I was about to hit a personal record at the gym and I got injured. I was recording the audio for my book and I got the flu. Every single time I was on the edge of leveling up, something hit me. Now when it happens, instead of breaking down, I remind myself, this is the moment I get to prove I actually want what I say I want. The test is the invitation. Eighth, the only addiction worth having is the addiction to improving yourself every single day. I am genuinely obsessed with becoming a better version of myself. A little stronger, a little more focused, a little more at peace, a little more full of gratitude. If you wake up every morning with the mindset of just 1% better than yesterday, and you stay consistent with that even through setbacks, even through the hard seasons, that compounding effect will change your entire life in ways you cannot yet imagine. Ninth, you teach people how to treat you every single day. If someone cancels a meeting with you and you say nothing, they will cancel again. If someone always shows up late and you keep waiting, you've told them that's acceptable. The moment you communicate your standard, the moment you hold it without apology, people around you will shift. You set the tone. You always have. 10th, it is far better to admit you walked through the wrong door than to spend years sitting in the wrong room. A lot of us were born into cities we didn't pick, schools we didn't choose, friend groups that just kind of happened because someone sat next to us in class. And instead of recognizing that the situation no longer fits who we're becoming and making a move, we stay, we wait, we hope it changes. The faster you can acknowledge when something isn't right for you and actually leave, the faster your real life begins. 11th, if you are waiting for a sign, that is the sign. When I was a teenager, a series of bad decisions landed me in jail. Sitting in that cell, I turned to God and said, "Show me a sign." But the fact that I was asking was itself the answer. The fact that I needed direction, that I had hit rock bottom, that was God showing me that He is the rock at the bottom. You don't need to wait for something dramatic. If you feel the pull, that is already your sign. 12th, nothing you have gone through has made you weaker. Not one thing. Every conflict, every failure, every setback, every heartbreak, it was building you. You are who you are today because of the hard things you survived, not in spite of them. Whatever you're facing right now is just another opportunity to grow. You've already made it through worse. 13th, everything comes to you when you stop desperately needing it. The most magnetic person in any room is always the one who needs nothing from anyone. Neediness repels. Wholeness attracts. When you shift your focus entirely onto yourself, your growth, your craft, your character, that's when abundance starts showing up in forms you never expected. 14th, you have to be willing to be misunderstood for long stretches of time if you want to do something truly great. If your vision is bigger than anything the people around you are currently pursuing, they will not understand your choices. They won't understand why you sacrifice certain things, why you show up the way you do, why you won't just relax. That's okay. Keep going anyway, because every single one of those people who doubted you will be bragging about knowing you once you win. 15th, when things start getting easy, that's your signal to go harder, not to coast. Every time I reach a new level and start feeling comfortable, I ask myself, am I still operating with the same hunger I had when I had nothing? Most people work incredibly hard on the way up and then relax when they arrive. But the vision you have for your life should be so big that arriving at one level just reveals how much further there is to go. 16th, only take advice from people who have actually been where you want to go. Not people who've read about it, not people who heard about it from someone else, not people who are smart and well-meaning, but have never actually done the thing. Their advice, no matter how well-intentioned, is going to be built on theory, not experience. Find the people who are living proof that where you want to go is possible, and ask them. 17th, no is a complete sentence. You are allowed to say it without an explanation, without an apology, without a 15-minute justification. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with where you're going, you are saying no to your future. Protect your time like it is your most valuable asset, because it is. 18th, do not dim your light to make other people comfortable. If who you are and how brightly you shine is too much for certain people, that is their limitation, not yours. I would rather you be fully, unapologetically yourself and lose some people than shrink yourself down to keep the peace. 19th, have a primary aim for your life. People ask me all the time where my motivation comes from. It comes from knowing exactly why I'm here and what I'm building. When you have that kind of clarity, that level of purpose, it pulls you forward through the hard days. It makes the sacrifices make sense. Without it, you're just reacting to life instead of creating it. 20th, stop reading books and start studying them. There is a massive difference. Reading for the sake of saying you finished something gets you almost nothing. Studying, meaning you're reading to apply, to internalize, to eventually teach what you've learned to others, that changes your beliefs, your decisions, and how you show up in the world. That's the level of engagement that actually moves the needle. 21st, Assume positive intent, especially from strangers. Someone cuts you off in traffic. You can spend your entire morning fuming about it, replaying it, letting it wreck your mood. Or you can assume they had a reason. Maybe someone they love is in the hospital. Both explanations are equally possible. The second one keeps you emotionally stable and focused on what actually matters. 22nd, put your own oxygen mask on before helping anyone else. This isn't selfish, it's strategic. The plane is going down, and they tell you to mask yourself first because you can't save anyone if you're unconscious. The same is true in life. If you keep getting pulled into everyone else's chaos before you've built your own foundation, you won't have the resources, the energy, or the capacity to help the people who truly need you when it counts. 23rd, run toward problems, not away from them. The quality of your life is directly proportional to the size of the problems you're willing to solve. Stop trying to find the path with the least resistance. Start asking what bigger problems you can take on. That's where the growth is. That's where the opportunity is. 24th, your new life is going to cost you your old one. That's not a warning, that's just the truth. If the way you've been living, the habits you have, the people you spend time with, the mindset you carry, if any of that already worked, you'd already have what you want, so something has to change. Probably a lot of things, and that's okay. Let them go. 25th, real confidence is built in private, through the promises you keep to yourself when no one is watching. Every time you said you'd wake up at 5 and hit snooze, you made a withdrawal from your confidence account. Every time you said you'd go to the gym and talked yourself out of it, same thing. The anxiety, the self-doubt, the imposter syndrome so many people experience, it often traces back to a pattern of broken commitments made to themselves in private. Change that pattern and watch what happens. 26th, dedicate a decade, not a day. I am not remotely impressed by anyone who does something for a week and gets excited about it. The world rewards people who commit fully over long periods of time. 10 years of focused, disciplined, consistent effort toward one meaningful thing. The universe will absolutely meet you there. 27th, treat people the way you want to be treated. This is old wisdom, but it's permanently true. If you want more love, give it. If you want better relationships, be a better friend. If you want to be surrounded by driven, positive, non-judgmental people, become that person first. 28th, acknowledge people. Tell them specifically and sincerely what they mean to you and what they've done. You have absolutely no idea what someone is carrying when they walk into the room. That one genuine compliment at the right moment could be the thing that stops someone's downward spiral. Never underestimate the power of making someone feel truly seen. 29th, if you keep encountering bad people, selfish people, dramatic people, toxic people everywhere you go, I need you to seriously consider the possibility that you might be contributing to the pattern. Like attracts like. Complainers attract complainers. Drama follows drama creators. Look in the mirror, honestly, and ask yourself what you're bringing to your relationships. 30th, avoid drama and gossip completely. People who operate at a high level are allergic to it. They walk away from it the second it starts, because every minute you spend in gossip and drama is a minute you're not spending building something, creating something, moving forward. High performers just don't have space for it. 31st, fear gives you the worst advice you will ever receive. In your darkest moments, when you feel like giving up, when you feel like you've hit a wall, do not listen to yourself. That is the worst possible time to make a major decision based on how you feel. Find 2 or 3 people you trust, lay out the situation, get outside perspective. That's how you navigate the dark. 32nd, it is never too late to change. I don't care how old you are, how many mistakes you've made, how long you've been stuck. The decision to change is available to you in this exact moment. Everybody who ever changed their life had to take that first step from exactly where they were standing. 33rd, eliminate your vices, all of them. The gambling, the excessive social media, the constant news consumption, the toxic friendships, the sugar, the drama addiction. Every single one of these things is taking up space that your future requires. If you want more, you have to create room for it. And that means letting go of the things filling that space right now. 34th, If your phone is the most interesting thing in your life just isn't interesting enough yet. Go do things that scare you a little. Get around people who are actually living. Pick up something new. The reason doom scrolling is so addictive is because your real life isn't producing enough dopamine yet. Fix the life, not the screen habit. 35th, take on as much responsibility as you possibly can. Always volunteer, always say yes, always be available. The person who consistently shows up, who handles more than they were asked to handle, who figures it out even when they're overwhelmed, that is the person who gets handed the important projects, the meaningful opportunities, the real advancement. 36th, stop blaming other people. Stop blaming circumstances. Stop blaming the economy, your upbringing, your bad luck, anyone else. The second you place responsibility for your life in someone else's hands, you lose the ability to change it. The moment you own everything, your decisions, your outcomes, your circumstances, you unlock the power to actually move forward. 37th, be blissfully dissatisfied. This one sounds like a contradiction, but it's not. Be wildly grateful for everything you have right now, no matter how small, and simultaneously know with absolute certainty that you were built for more. Gratitude and hunger can exist in the same heart. In fact, that combination is one of the most powerful forces I've ever encountered. 38th, if something truly matters to you, it needs to be in your calendar, not just in your head, not just in your intentions, scheduled. Because what you don't schedule, you don't protect. And what you don't protect eventually disappears. Your family, your health, your relationships, your personal growth, block the time or stop saying they're priorities. 39th, real respect comes from admiration, not fear. The kind of leader worth following is someone you look up to because of who they are and what they've built, not someone you comply with because you're scared of what happens if you don't. And the same is true in reverse. Lead in a way that makes people want to rise because of you, not a way that makes them shrink because of you. And 40th, life is a mirror, not a window. So many people spend all their time looking outward, comparing themselves to others, watching what everyone else has. But everything you see in the world around you is a reflection of what's happening inside you. The world is not as it is. The world is as you are. Want things to get better? You get better. That's it. That's the whole formula. Look in the mirror, take full ownership of what you see, and commit to improving it every single day. That one shift in perspective, more than anything else I've shared with you today, has the power to completely change everything.